I'm still getting lots of questions about what the summer outlook is going to look like here in Colorado. And again, keep in mind when we're going to be talking about here, it's an outlook, it's an overview. It's not going to be are you going to be talking about rain at your house on August the 23rd at 5 p.m.? I don't know that yet, and I don't think anybody knows that yet. If we did, that'd be a totally different story for another day. However, I think a lot of you want to know how generally we're looking for the upcoming summer season for us here across Colorado. So first of all, obviously the last few weeks across eastern Colorado have been really wet, a lot of rain, a lot of cooler temperatures. But as we record this on Wednesday, June the 11th, and looking ahead over the next month or two, the general trend is for things to really get on the hot side. And I know me saying it's going to be hot in July, breaking news, but we're talking hotter than average. And the computer models and the overall outlooks are in pretty good agreement on that we're kind of really going to flip things around. The higher confidence in that hotter than average forecast is going to be for western Colorado, so Grand Junction down through Telluride, those areas, much higher confidence, and that's for a couple of reasons. One, they have not seen, if you're joining me from Grand Junction, the western slope on south into the San Juans, you have generally not seen nearly as much water as what we've seen here across the eastern part of the state. So the ground is very dry. There's not much evaporative cooling going on. And we've got just long-term model indications that things are going to be trending on the warm side out there. Now, in terms of precipitation, is it going to be a wet, a stormy summer? Is it going to be a drier summer than average? There's a bit of a different story here. The computer forecast models over the next month or so are showing a generally drier pattern for us. However, the official outlook from the Climate Prediction Center actually shows a wetter than average summer ahead, especially for our southwestern mountains. The disagreement is coming from the monsoon season. The monsoon season typically sets up in the beginning to, I should say, really the middle to end part of the month of July, the North American monsoon, which draws up moisture out of the Pacific and the Gulf of California. And the result is that we get a lot of moisture for us here across the western part of the U.S., and especially for our western mountains in Colorado. The overall outlook is that the monsoon season could be an active one, and that's why the Climate Prediction Center are a bit bullish on those stormy months perhaps ahead for us here across western and southern Colorado in particular. That could trickle into a more active monsoon season for us here across the northeastern part of the state, but that's why there's a bit of a higher probability. So overall, I would say it looks 50-50 as to whether or not we're going to be talking about a wet versus dry summer, especially across western Colorado. However, there's high confidence that this is going to be a warmer than average summer for most of the state, including Denver and most of Colorado as well.